How's it going, guys? I am the Acidcrab. I am here with some Jets of Time action with my commentary partner, Leonk Inity. Leonk, how's it going tonight?
I'm doing well. I'm very, very excited to be here. This is going to be such a fun matchup. Um, I'm gonna do one plug before we start, and that's the Gato Cup. We got the Gato Cup happening again, which I think is really, really cool. It's anyone who's interested in learning about this randomizer or is maybe watching this for the first time. It's for new players to learn how to play the game. And so, I correct me if I'm wrong, but Nate is a graduate of that program, and I think Lordbatsy was their like mentor, and they're both in like the upper bracket now playing each other, which is so cool.
Yeah, very cool. And with the race is going to be starting very soon, the gate's going to get dropped for our runners. Um, and then they'll be starting off, and we will go over the seeds. But the Gato Cup, I just wanted to mention real briefly, the Gato Cup is not just for beginners. There's
Yeah.
also a side of it for experienced players or returning runners. That want to put the work in and get back up to speed, to volunteer and be on the mentor side as well. So we are getting started in this top 8 challenge between Lordbatsy and Nate, both of which are, as you said, incredible runners with history. And we're starting off with a Luca Magus heavy maggot or magic start.
Yeah, heavy magic. Yeah, and there's gonna be some similarities and some differences here with the way that people start things off. A lot of it's kind of running around these first two eras that we have access to, which is 600 and 1000 AD, and they have the epoch, and they can run around. They often people get tabs. There's a couple, maybe a little bit of shopping some of these people do, a couple different little mini grind spots for some levels. But there's two key items we'll probably see pretty quick off the bat here. Um, yeah, what are those two ones we usually see at the beginning here?
Yeah, so we're going to see a few things. We're going to see some shopping, but the key items you mentioned are going to be the snail stop item and the carpenter's wife item, the carpenter's tool item. Lordbatsy is heading into the forest grind with these characters, or with any characters. It is a safe early game option to get free gear, shelters, and XP. It looks like Nate is also going to take up that same.
Yep.
With these top 8 flags, um, gold is such a resource and shelters are such a resource that I think top 8 has really shifted meta towards, I think most runners are going to come to the forest for those shelters, sometimes more than once in a run.
Yeah, that's true. Can you get the shelter from this forest more than once? I didn't know about that.
Yes, I believe you can.
That's cool.
If you return later, you can grab it again. I just heard about that recently myself from one of these runners, I think. So,
And that's plus 4 power tabs, which I think is the high roll we can get here for power tabs, which is real cool.
yeah, it's very nice. It's cool that we see both runners in their second grind fight at the same exact time. With Lordbatsy finishing that just a hair ahead and continuing, but really, like, there's going to be so many decisions made. And look, we even see Lordbatsy running back in for another shelter right now.
Look at that. That's such a cool thing. That's 1,200 gold. Like that's nothing to sneeze at in these early game times. And when there's hard mode, you have less gold to start with.
Yeah, so real quick, let us real briefly talk about the flag set for the top 8 of this cup. This is going to be kind of our standard race flags with a few changes or with a few things to make it more difficult. But it is hard items are also on gear rando, which means all the items can be, or all the gear can be randomized with different effects, both in a positive and a negative way. And healing item rando, which affects how much those heals that could be expensive, how much they actually help you as well. It's going to affect things like ethers, mid-ethers, mid tonics, things like that. So it's going to be interesting. Nate heading into Carpenter and getting jerky.
Okay.
You don't want to see jerky, but if you're going to see jerky, I've heard Nate say, if you're going to see jerky, you want to see it early. and it's a gate key on Lordbatsy's side, sitting at that snail stop. Now that's a lot of gold, but knowing a gate key is there is pretty awesome. Nate about to learn that same knowledge.
Yeah. The gate key is a great early game item because there's two main divergences with pathing. Is one's the gate key and one's the pendant to get access to other eras. The gate key is the one that gets you access to magic, which is super helpful. Can also grab you that easier level 15 character on Dactyl's Nest, which can be really helpful, and a decent grind spot in Reptite Lair as well.
Yeah, also a level 15 character recruitment at the top of Dactyl Nest, which the earlier you can get to it, the more valuable it is. Nate looking to maybe peak the burrow here, or at least grab the gear out of it. As Lordbatsy continue.
Which is fun to see, but you can't. It's so hard you can't fight him this early.
Yeah, I really tried to make that a strat for a little bit, and I just could not. Nate doing the reset. The items weren't that good, and he got the info he needed. Saved a little time by resetting out.
It wasn't there. I missed it real quick. Did we see it?
Frog.
It was frog. It was vanilla frog.
Yeah, it was frog.
Okay.
Lordbatsy hitting the forest in modern times as well, 1000 AD. As Nate enters the cathedral.
Yeah, so here we get to see, this is one of the quickest and easiest spots to grab a character. We get to peek what's in Frog's Burrow, but that's a little bit of a harder character to get because you need the Forge from Masamune to get there. This one, pretty easy, just find a couple Naga-ettes and you grab whoever it is. Might be interesting to see here if anyone decides to go further in just based on who. Looks like Batsy might be doing the same thing here to do the reset out.
Yeah.
Because if it's like, if they don't see a frog or a marl or a robo, it's like there's maybe a higher chance they want to run in the back because it's a character they might need for progression, or if they just don't like their team. But Ayla Luca Magus is pretty cool.
Yeah, Ayla's a pretty good addition. Magus is somebody some runners would not keep in their team.
For sure.
That is somebody that if they found someone better, but they probably wouldn't go far out of their way. But like you mentioned, we don't have Marl, and that means Prism Shard could be important. And so we could have to hunt characters later. Lordbatsy starting that Naga fight as Nate finishes his, and is going to be heading into that bromide room at least. And we didn't start off with like a Fire 2 on Luca or anything, but we did start off with a Mega Bomb, which will get us through a lot of bosses and a lot of situations that, we're still going to need an AoE, but we're like guaranteed to get an AoE from Magus, so...
Yeah, we'll get something. The hardest thing is if you start with like Magic Wall and then like Dark Bomb. That can happen. It's happened to me. But yeah, the other thing that's cool about this hard mode, like you mentioned, is the not only is the items got that variable, but there's the gear rando as well. So lots of different items can have different extra effects added onto them, some better, some worse. And there's the certain ones like rocks, which are only equipable on certain characters, or certain armors that are only available to like male or female characters. Can have whole other slews of things added to them or taken away sometimes. So there's a lot of randomization happening here, especially in this hard mode kind of upper bracket.
And we do see Nate retreating from Cathedral after getting the bromide, and is going to be looking to head to 1000 AD, maybe for Hecarim Cave, but we'll see where he heads from here. At least, looks like a stop to pet a cat. Nate has pet the cat as Lordbatsy goes into this Naga-et bromide room.
Looks like we're just going straight to the end of time. So
that makes sense.
I would assume it's straight to the end of time.
Yeah, so Nate did grab the gate key I didn't catch that, but Nate did grab the gate key. Gonna grab the chest, the oft-forgotten chest here, with a
A little
pearl
pro-ed.
edge. Well, that frog's sitting in a burrow.
Might just be money fodder.
Yeah,
Which again,
gate key was at the snail stop.
yes. So Nate did spend the money on that one.
Yeah,
I don't think
Lordbatsy
that's
waited, but may, that's going to be something that they know is there. She knows is there. As Nate heads back to his time machine to decide his next play, Lordbatsy heading into an excellent area. That was a Lapis M.
Ooh, yeah, that's a new one. Not a new one. It's just newer for this upper bracket of the tournament. So that's for
That's part of the, yeah,
right?
go ahead and explain what that does. Yeah. That
Instead of getting
heals
full
all party
party,
members.
it's full party empty. I don't know if it showed how much.
No, I didn't see how much, but that's very helpful.
Something I just saw that was 240 HP. It might have been a mid tonic on Lordbatsy.
It wasn't mid. It was,
Yeah.
it might have been a step above a mid tonic.
Well, maybe it was. Mian said 26 MP. That's not bad for Lapis overall team.
That's pretty great. Yeah.
Yeah, we like that.
That'll get you another round or two of spells.
Mm-hmm.
Nate heading to the fair, to the Melchior guaranteed shop. Sell
Yes,
off his stuff.
When sometimes it's hard to find just even like ethers in general, because they're not always like some of those like guaranteed shops will have some of the same things, and ethers aren't always just sitting there.
Yeah, there is not a guaranteed shop for ethers. You're absolutely right. There are a couple shops you can keep in mind that are kind of forgotten sometimes to look for, but it just kind of depends how lucky you get and where you end up finding them. Sometimes you have to go without until you get to prehistory.
It is so interesting, especially because I personally haven't done a whole lot of this harder item set, and like, do shops become like more or less important? Like this guy right here on Nate's side. I forgot that he even was a shop, for a long time, and so I started watching some other runs of this tournament. It's like, oh yeah, or the second Melchior shop. He has two. He's got the one at the fair and then the one at his house. So sometimes
Lordbatsy buying the gate key. I'm just going to mention that real quick. Probably going to go ahead and unlock, do the same little route here to unlock prehistory access.
Nate went to the unlock it, but didn't actually unlock magic. I don't think. I think just kind of got access to it, and is running around doing some just overworld stuff right now first.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's still looking for some items because he checked the backup Medina store. There is what he was checking. There's one there that is forgotten sometimes that can hold your ethers that you're looking for.
Yep. It looks like Batsy is going in to get this magic unlock. I haven't seen yet what people's techs are. Maybe someone had a cleverer eye or an eagle eye and saw it. I just haven't yet.
It's interesting. We're seeing a lot of the same moves here, but in different order. Like we're seeing Nate, while Lordbatsy's unlocking magic, we're seeing Nate heading into that desert to grab those couple fights, grab that loot, and see if it's valuable.
Yeah, neither of these players.
No, not taking the fight.
They're not going to be completing desert. For those who maybe don't know or are watching and checking in here, there's this particular dungeon to check. You need to have Robo to find out what the key item is. You can beat it and fight the boss, and you can. That's it. You can beat and fight the boss, but without Robo, you don't get access to the shrine, which gives you another. Interestingly, a Lapis-specific shop, one of the few in the game, but we can't do that yet.
Nate grabbing the swag chest and getting a red vest for his trouble.
That's a harder one to get. It's a little bit of a trickier chest because it's right next to that boss, so you have to know exactly how to do it without triggering the boss fight. But these know what they're doing.
Well, and this early, that boss fight would probably be a wipe.
Yeah.
Like depending what boss it was, there's a good chance like that would be a really tough fight. Lordbatsy heading to prehistory. to at least grab the rock.
Yeah, could be something real good for equipment here, because it is randomized again. We don't know, depending on which rock it is. All three of these characters, have rocks that they could use, depending on which one it is. Blue rocks. That's two of them. That's Omega Flare, right? Yeah. So Megas and
And
Luca.
we have found ethers.
We did. I noticed that. Yes. So it's a blue rock, but it wasn't a plus. So does that mean it doesn't have any bonus on it at all?
Correct. There's no
Okay.
extra stat or gain for having it, but blue rock is is the strongest rock.
Could be Omega Flare. Could be. We've seen it in this tournament once so far, I think.
Lordbatsy grabbing the fight we call the Dinerdoro grind here.
Yes. It is so fun to see these two runners who just know each other so well doing such similar routing, Like, they've learned together, I am sure. Which just makes it so fun. But we haven't seen, a single boss yet. We might be saving here to go into check this character, though. Yep. Okay. Little divergence here now. So Nate's going to jump up to Dactyl. So this is one of the places you can get a fourth character. And it will be one of the higher tier, I suppose you would say, right? They start at level 15. They already have 3 techs unlocked. Not a super long check if you can get 2 pretty hard skips. But even if you don't, it's not super long to check. Batsy might be going in Hecromere.
I think that's a solid play.
Might be doing our first dungeon clear here with Batsy's side, yeah.
Something a lot of people don't know is the first couple fights in Hecarim Cave, there's actually only one target that needs to be taken down with magic. Yeah, so if you have to go in with only single target magic like we have right now, we may gain the spells we need to full clear the rest of it along the way.
Yeah, I've definitely done that before where it's like, okay, I'm, 20 or 30 TP away. Like, I can make it through a little bit, and then we're good to go. You just need one full magic clear. You don't necessarily need a full screen clear, but it makes it so much faster. It's really what you want. And what do we got here? Protect, Napalm, Hypno Wave.
Yeah. And so that jar enemy is the only one that has to be hit with magic. The rest can be autoed down in this particular fight.
We are going to see a character up here for Nate.
It's Morrow.
Hey. We have a Dark Eternal team.
Yeah, well, I was going to say putting Morrow in Girl Power team here gives you access to a number of really powerful dual techs, like the Antipodes, as well as... I'm going to say the wrong one. Is it Ice Toss?
Well, yeah, Cube Toss or Ice Toss. They're both They're both Ayla throwing ice at people.
Yeah, I get a couple of those Ayla dual techs mixed up, but there is a good dual tech between Luca or Ayla and Morrow as well. And now we're going to see magic unlocked. Nate was waiting to make sure that he wasn't going to have to come back later to get the team he wanted. And most of his team earlier didn't necessarily need magic. So it's an interesting play. I don't know I don't think it's going to hurt Lordbatsy because she's already done it. So now all these tech point gains are like super valuable and there's no chance of losing any of them to the ether. Whereas Nate had to be a little more careful.
Yeah, you have to come talk to Specky here to unlock the magic for those couple characters. But if you come back later, you don't have to do the whole walk around the room thing again. You just have to talk to them once. So it is a little bit of like, where do you time save it? Is it you have to come back and talk, or you get it early? So
Well, I think you still have to. I think you still have to run around the room, but you unlock 3 techs on everybody that Specchio helps. So sometimes that's helpful early on. Like Lordbatsy would have automatically gotten 3 techs before entering
Right.
Heckran
Okay.
Cave here.
There
But
you go.
Nate, by coming now, Nate was able to get magic unlocked on Marl, even though it doesn't look like he's going to use her right now. He just wanted to have the option later. That's interesting.
Yep.
But Lordbatsy has found an AoE. That's going to get us through Heckran Cave until the boss, and then that's just going to depend what boss it is.
I've got Ice 2 also on Magus, and a Flame Kick for it. And Flare's coming up not too far away. Yeah, okay.
That tech doubling was awesome for Lordbatsy. She's gotten a lot of techs unlocked on the way through here. Like, for how early into the seed, like, we're only at 20 minutes. Some players would still be finishing the back of Cathedral at 20 minutes. So, like, for us to be this deep in and have all those techs unlocked already is pretty wild.
Tech doubling is such a unique, interesting, like, I don't even necessarily call it a mechanic. It's like a programming thing with the original Chrono Trigger, where if you're about to gain a tech and you only need like a couple points, you gain that and then you gain it again, which is just, yeah.
Yeah. So let's say you need 10 tech points to get Flare. If you get 20, you'll gain the 10 to fill that level, or to unlock that tech, like you said, and then you'll gain the 20 again, because that was the initial value you got. So it's not actually doubling, but we call it tech doubling because it's easier to call it that. But it also makes a big difference on which dungeons you go through. Like Nate's coming through Reptite, and I'm interested to see how the tech doubling will be different. I don't know if one is better than the other, because Lordbatsy's already in a boss, and depending what key item it is, like if this was Pendant, that would be massive. Whereas Nate is getting great tech point gains here comparatively.
And not
this is one of the
sure.
best early game grind spots.
Yeah, it's a great grind spot. And sometimes you do it just to grind, and he might be going through the full dungeon, or he might just be grinding and then dipping out later. We'll have to figure it out. But we are going to
these
get
tech point gains are awesome. Lordbatsy getting a clone, so could be very valuable later on, depending what else we find.
Yes. Clone, petting the cat. We got 2 cats.
And the free N.
Getting some sleepies in. Resting up. That's another great thing. Again, if playing this game, doing the randomizer, such a fun experience. Like all the different things we can do. We've got boss rando on. We've got gear rando on. There's some other crazy, options that we're not even adding in for this tournament. But having the speed tech, the little tiny things of like how and where you heal, like, and how and where you're spending your money, because you can heal anywhere on the overworld or in a dungeon with a shelter if you're on a save spot. But there's these little free saves, there's the cake in Medea Village, there's Chrono's house, there's the Sweetwater in 65 million BC. This on Nate's side here, the chef will actually give you a heal before you run onto the bridge. So like knowing the times of when to save, because if you run into an inn, you gotta pay money and it takes time, and top runners know where all these things are.
Nate finishing up getting that Magus tech, I think, was looking for the same one Lordbatsy got on the way through Heckran. Was able to probably get that and feels happy now. And then they're both heading to bridge.
They're both going up for totems, Pop.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's one of those things, if you reset out, you spend the next couple dungeons going, well, what if Thomas Pop was the thing? And, you might need it, you might not need it, but you need XP You need gains. You need loot drops, and this place is kind of notorious for decent of those things
Yeah.
early on. So
And always so fun to see when the runs come back together. You know, like we're 23 minutes in, they were never on the same place at the same time, and now we've zoomed back in together on the bridge.
both of them using their menus to buffer the fight forward, so that they could get off their AOE. Unfortunately, dark matter resisted by the skeletons,
Yeah.
but Lordbatsy has a backup here
Just get out of there.
as Nate heads into this next one.
Yeah, there's a couple different ways you can take care of these guys, right? You can just kill them, or you can just attack Ozzy 3 times. Sometimes it's easier if you've got the MP. You can do the clear on the bridge. Another cool thing I forgot about and learn again was you can charm Ozzy or charm, and you can get the item from them, and that counts as a hit on Ozzy, which is the same thing in Magus' castle when you fight him later too, which is really cool.
Alright, now we will find out what boss is waiting for both of our runners at the end of the bridge.
Ozzy needs help.
It's
With
Giga Gaia.
a giant face with hands.
You're
I think it's
probably...
like an orthodox cousin of Rayman or something.
I love Giga Gaia. He can be scary in certain spots. He's very fast with his AoEs. So luckily they're not doing a ton of damage at this spot. So I think we should blast through it. Yeah, that was a hard hit. And that takes away those AoEs. Lordbatsy running into the fight with similar gusto.
Yeah, Dark Matter doing real work here. It's always good to see a high level thing like a flare or a dark matter right off the bat. Kind of just, you feel so much more comfortable against most bosses, because if it's a multi-part boss, you can hit them. Just good high hitting damage.
Nate pounding away at Gaia with auto attacks on Magus and Ayla and taking it out. He knew he was close. He got a hyper ether and I think a hurricane for his trouble. If I read that right.
So now are they gonna go to Thomas? Or are they gonna go to Dendoro? Or
they've got a lot of options. Nate, I'd be shocked if Nate didn't look towards Hecarim because it's such a good early game check.
Yeah,
but any early Denadoro is not unheard of with the speed tab waiting at the top, though it is a bit riskier than a Hecarim play would be. But yeah, it's really interesting because we're opening up pretty quick because there's also the ever elusive Mount Woe hanging in both of these runners' back of their heads. That Mount Woe could, yeah, they can go to Mount Woe and it could be useful. Nate's at least gonna turn in the Thomas Pop.
Yeah, you want to make sure you've got enough speed for Woe and a good enough, all clear. Those are two big ones. But there's also a boss at the top too. You don't want to run up there and not be able to beat whatever's up there. So, yeah, Nate is following this thread. It looks like, or just setting it.
Just setting it up so that you don't have to come back to this time period later.
Very good. Batsy might be doing it though. Batsy,
yeah,
in this moment, maybe feels a tiny bit ahead because they've done Hecarim already, but you really can never say. Really can't say until.
Oh, I don't think either runner feels ahead right now.
No.
With the items they have and how wide open this seed is, I mean, there's a lot of options. This is still early enough that people are going to be making a lot of the same moves, whereas like Hecarim is like you're gonna do Hecarim at some point in seed, and you're probably gonna do it early, because it's so useful.
So useful. And why I love the
Dinodoro is very opposite. It's one that you can do early with some risk at the boss, but you know, it's not completely unheard of for runners to wait until like much later in the seed to do Dinodoro, just because they're following other breadcrumbs, they're following other trails, they're running other gambits. But I think this is interesting, Nate. I mean, we know Nate's gonna be able to stomp through Hecarim Cave. Um,
Yeah.
I
easily.
think Lordbatsy can go through Dinodoro with all the intricate skips we're gonna see here. This place has a lot of skips, and when you see somebody like that, like Lordbatsy, that's really good at doing dungeons, or especially like Dinodoro is one of like the first dungeons a lot of people master because it's so satisfying, and you can do it early in a lot of seeds. It's interesting though, because it makes it look like there's no encounters here, but Lordbatsy's dodged like 8 encounters during the time I've been talking.
That skip she just did in that room is one of the earliest ones most people learn because it's like a very, very easy skip and you miss like 5 encounters. So for people who are learning it, that's definitely one of the earliest and biggest ones. And then you start like, oh, you can skip things. Oh, this is why you skip things. And then you start learning all of them. And what's even more important from like this almost more competitive aspect of like, you know, trying to win tournaments of yes, knowing when or where the skips are, but knowing when and when not to do them. Because sometimes you don't want to because you want to get some of those. Like maybe you're on Woe and you want to get some of those more fights in. And other times you got to know exactly when to run from them.
Lordbatsy grabbing the speed tab at the top of Dinodoro here, while Nate continues. Black Rock.
Looked normal again. I didn't see a plus or a minus on it. But maybe that was just my eyes. Kind of boring rocks.
We're gonna get stereo bosses here.
Right.
As both runners hit save points and set up.
Batsy is putting the tabs in, so I think might be committed to this team now. Maybe not 100%, but probably? They're both running the same team right now.
Yeah.
Although this is the only ones Batsy's got so far.
I think when we saw Marl unlock magic, Nate was hoping to see really good techs, and when he didn't, she went back on the bench. At least for now.
Yep.
Alright, we have a Hecarim.
Vanilla Hecarim. Blue guy. Everyone knows you can fight on top of Death Peak with Marl shooting fire onto Chrono's sword, as the game cartridge tells us. Now that's a randomizer for you. They just knew. You know, 30 years later, they just knew. We'll be celebrating our 30th year anniversary of this amazing game this year, 1995.
Nate clearing Hecarim, and we'll be rewarded with that clone that Lordbatsy has. Lordbatsy heading into the second phase here, and normally Massa and Mune, but this time
It's gonna be
Yakra.
older Yakra. Now this guy, he's not too bad, but he attacked the guy that has an amulet on him, so that's nice.
Yeah, that was nice.
He's can do chaos, and then it's that his like death move. You got to be careful of that a little bit because he will attack the whole party for a decent amount of damage when he dies. That's been known to wipe people accidentally.
Nate grabbing a free heal in prehistory before heading back to Reptite.
Okay.
So we do see some divergence here, different kind of early game dungeons. Nate's giving them a chance to dig.
Long do you wait? How long do you wait for a hole to appear? You know. Another 5 seconds, maybe.
I mean, it can be pretty substantial.
Is that far enough to the right or the left? I think it is. It's by the stairs. Ah. Dang. Oh well. No secret tunnel.
Yeah, those items can be very good, and you do see different amounts of effort put towards getting them. And you know, it's just one of those things. Different runners are going to play things different. But we have seen races where the gear found in the tunnels has mattered.
Do you know, is it anything beyond just random RNG what those little beetle dudes do?
There are a couple things you can do. There's some stuff you can do with your other characters to like stop them from moving certain directions. You can reset the room. Back in the day, the most common strategy was people would reset the room and wait about a second and a half, 2 seconds, and then reset the room again. They'd just stand in the doorway and listen, and if they didn't hear a dig. But it, like I said, everybody plays it different. They all have different ways of playing it. And I don't want to say one way is right or wrong. I don't wait at all. I run straight to the hole, but I always assume I'm late. Like I'm behind.
Right, you always think you're behind.
Moonstone from Lordbatsy. Not a great find, although the speed tab was valuable. And it could be helpful later, because we do know Marl is available. The Lordbatsy doesn't know that, and we don't know where the Prism Shard is, as Nate heads into the boss of Riptide Lair.
It's feel like there's been like a theming of this tournament, or at least a lot of matches I've watched, of like a seed is always dependent on going up a mountain, whether it's Wool or Garo in some way, and that one probably isn't it, but we'll see. It might be.
Yeah, in Legacy Osiris, we all had to stop skipping Denadoro because at least it felt like every seed, one of the pieces of Go mode was there. And it's like, well, that makes sense.
There's less things to check, so it's more possible that's there. Yeah.
Alright, Lordbatsy's setting up the Thomas Pop as well.
Nate looks a little frozen on my end. Is that just me, or is that you too?
Nah.
Okay. Check in on that. Looks like might be doing a little more grinding here, potentially? Or just finishing the boss to have it be ready to go?
Well, these fights are super valuable once you have an AoE. Once you have Water or Dark. We didn't have Water or Shadow the last time we were here.
Yeah, I think it's got too, so.
So now we can take these fights.
I wouldn't know like what the right kind of call is there. It's like, well, I have other, checks that I could do. Or do I need to, maybe she's just looking for flair, and that could be super valuable based on like what if she wants to go to Giant's Claw next, or it's like, well, if you have flair, it might be super good. And experience too, just experience points in general, when I started running the rando and not really thinking about it in a super like speed run sense, I didn't really do any grinding. I just never really thought that was important. And now it's kind of like understanding when and why to do it and where to do it becomes really valuable.
All right. Give me just a moment here.
Yeah. Figure out what's going on. I'll keep chatting. Getting the last couple of these.
I can tell you their stream is up present day, so I think it's gonna fix itself, but I'm gonna reach out to somebody anyway.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna fix itself because there's a little bit of delay.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have Sounds
good. Yeah, we know that they're still running and they're in the game room, so. Just be an internet thing. Unknown. Couple more for all these texts. She might be looking for. She's saying might be good enough. Might be going to I'm guessing what she was doing was making sure she had enough text to know that we'd get there before we fight the boss. Might have been what it was. There are a couple of what do you call the rubbles, the little gold rocks in this dungeon as well. They appear here as well as Mount Woe. So fighting them, if you can hit them, which this team probably can with Aelin Magus at this level, 1,000 experience points and 50 tech points. So that's good. She might have been doing the whole tech double thing again, where if you're close enough, then you double up. I didn't quite see where the numbers were exactly. But Batsy's so good that she knows exactly what she's doing. And another +4 power tab. Don't forget about those. And there's another rock here. A lot of power tabs here, in which can be great for Ayla in particular. There's another little skip here. You hold down. Yes, and pressing the correct switches. Gold Rock Plus, it was something. Oh, I didn't see what it all was. I did see it had something on it, but I don't think that's this team, right? That team is Frog, Robo, and Marl, so I don't think they're going to be using that one. Would have been lucky if it was a different color. Still figuring out what's going on with Nate. We'll figure it out here, guys. Not a big deal. We know that they're still playing, so yeah, definitely going for these rumbles. That was what the play was here. So should be an issue. We should be able to kill these things. It is possible we could just miss and miss and miss and miss and miss. I hope I'm bringing in a commentator's curse here. If we do, I take full responsibility. I hope not, though. My goodness. They have 500 health, so then you got to do about 400 HP more's worth of damage. So, get them off here. Come on, Magus. Come on, Ale. You got this. Oof. It's this point where if you're playing, it's like, why is Luca the one who keeps hitting? I'm starting to feel a little bit like, ooh. Now we're all on the edge of our seat, hoping this thing doesn't run away. There we go. There we go. Nice. Ooh, magic tabs. And we got Flare, so... Nate is at Masamune right now. Okay, it looks like Soho said that they must be going up. Denadoro?
Yeah, I was trying not to say anything because there's quite a bit of delay.
Okay.
But yeah, I was making notes of what timestamps to say stuff. But yeah, as Lordbatsy continues through Giant's Claw is a good play. As it's one of those dungeons that if you know you can beat the boss, it doesn't take that long, and there's some pretty nice benefits for coming through here, as well as it being a chain item that not every player may follow.
Sure. So did Nate do something else and got hero medal? I see it on his tracker. I'm not sure if he had done another dungeon or not.
Oh, he finished Reptite.
Oh, that's what it was, right.
He was in the boss of Reptite when it froze. So he got Hero's Medal from Reptite, and then...
But hasn't checked it yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's checked it yet.
Okay. So we know what's going on. Yep, so Batsy to get Flare, which was a big thing. Fighting that rubble.
Alright, and Nate is starting the fight in the Denadoro.
Okay.
Against Yakra 13 that Lordbatsy fought a little bit earlier. about this time.
I think, and you know what we do have here is a Hypno Wave with Luca, I think, so we could help take care of these. Ooh, but...
We do have a reset from Lordbatsy.
For different equipment, maybe? Oh, just switching placement. There we are. Because of... because of a black hole, probably. Yeah, for those who don't know, you don't want to attack all of the screens at once, because then she starts going kind of berserk, and it ain't great. But if you keep one of them up, you get a lot less healing, and she doesn't go crazy. And also, can be Hypno Waved, so... But it doesn't look like they're doing that, because it might not even be that big of a deal.
Mother Brain can be fierce especially if you accidentally let that last monitor go with Chaos or something similar, or going for an AoE kill. But Lordbatsy playing this safe and smart as Nate finishes off the Dinodoro and is rewarded with that Moonstone as well.
Okay, cool.
And looks to be heading possibly towards Woe. We'll check back in a couple minutes with Nate.
Ayla did get confused, but attacked Luca, thankfully.
Nate at least checking the Woe shop.
There it goes.
Let's see what the reward for chasing this is, because now we see big divergence and we see moments where chains could change in a big way.
Yeah, if it's a pendant or if it's
a robo ribbon.
Okay.
You don't want to see a robo ribbon unless you are already in a seed where you're going, man, this robo is really good. I wish he was even better.
Yep. I do love playing with Robo with a ribbon. You know, like the same way that I love playing Frog with, with the Grand Leon and the Hero Medal. Like, it's one of my favorite things to do. Because I think they're kind of underplayed characters a little bit. Maybe that's just my experience. But yeah, in this particular seed, not what we really wanted to see. We've gotten Rebel's ribbon. It's like, you're probably thinking as a player, gosh, I wish I had made different decisions. But, yep, that's the rando. You just got to keep playing and assume you just keep doing your best,
Nate is beginning the ascent up Mount Woe at about this time.
It looks like Batsy's probably following in his footsteps.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna start making some notes here because this is gonna get close. That dungeon, that Giant's Claw not paying off, while it's still something Nate may follow up on later. I want to make that clear. It is going to hurt that lead Lordbatsy kind of had established a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
I don't know what their levels are at comparatively right now, because Nate did a little bit more of that grinding, but like Batsy's completed, Giant's Claw. I usually like to check that shop, that's up there.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think I didn't see Nate, but Batsy did look for it. Maybe they just feel comfortable with what they've got right now.
Which shop is that? The one before Woe?
Yeah, yeah.
Nate did check that one. I didn't catch what was all there, but he did sell some stuff.
Okay. It's significant there.
All right, to give an idea where Nate is in comparison to Lordbatsy, at this time, Nate was fighting the fight at the top of the chain on the next screen from where Lordbatsy's walking onto now. So very little time difference right now with skips.
Right.
As far as this dungeon goes.
It probably is. I didn't even think about this. I'm my second monitor here. If I could catch him on Twitch as well, then I could watch what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make notes of when it's happening so I don't say it before it happened.
There we go. Okay, now I can at least I can see now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Lordbatsy continuing the ascent up Mount Woe. It'll be interesting to see what bosses here. I think they're kind of like with good strategies and the gear they have and everything. I think most bosses aren't going to be like too much of a challenge, but it'll be interesting to see what they have to go up against and what like if it is one of the few bosses that could really cause problems here, because there are definitely bosses that could be huge problems.
And it's also interesting too is like there's a handful of skips in this dungeon as well, and there's a handful of forced fights. And it goes back to that question of how do I feel? Am I just going to zoom through this as fast as possible? Do I want to take some of these extra fights? I'm guessing they're going to fight a handful of these, because they're still kind of mid-ranged here. But like different loot, like some of them might be skipping different checks differently in different chests. Like you can skip this fight here that Batsy just did, and get that chest. So, but it's kind of a tough one.
It's also really hard to get out of.
It is. It's easier to get in and harder to get out. Yeah. But it looks like Nate is just getting to it on his stream.
Yeah. So about a minute ahead, or a minute, because of the delay, Nate in 1 minute is starting the Giga Gaia fight, or whatever boss is going to be here, just gearing up before it at 52 minutes.
Yeah.
Give you a better idea. As Lordbatsy is over halfway up, and so these fights, while they're mandatory, they're also really valuable fights when it comes to like tech points and stuff. If you are safely able to take them, you're not always safely able to take them, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Sometimes these guys are jerks.
I saw what Nate was fighting, but I think we're back in sync now. So, or at least very close to it. So.
Excellent.
Yay technology.
Yes, we are back in sync. So that's perfect. I'm glad I didn't spoil.
We're doing our best here, and so are they. Yeah, so the biggest divergence here, because of them being almost in a very similar spot, is just that Batsy went to Giant's Claw and got that ribbon, and Nate went to Reptite and got that hero medal, but hasn't turned the hero medal in yet. So.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
Okay. Yeah, but Batsy doing some of these fights and getting some of these chests. I fortunately haven't been super hard paying attention to what these chests were, because I was trying to be on top of who would where. But we got a Dragon Tank up here.
Yeah, I like Dragon Tank. I like Dragon Tank a lot.
Why do you like Dragon Tank? Say more.
I'm a funny story real quick. Dragon Tank was the point of the game that Kid Crab could get to and make it no further.
Yes, okay.
Because it's the first boss that makes you think.
Yeah,
it's the first boss that like has like a real strategy to it about how you have to take it down. And even though that strategy's in the room before,
It's like one of the earliest lessons of JRPGs. Make sure you talk to everyone and read everything, because there might
Yeah.
be information. Save all the time, talk to everybody.
I've been playing this game since I was a kid, and when my friends like casually play through it for me, I still see NPC dialogue that I'm like, oh wow, that's neat. As Nate finishes off that dragon tank and will show us the reward both of our runners are gonna get. Prism Shard.
Shard. Okay.
That could make Moonstone relevant and Marl relevant. That is something like Nate has Marl. Lordbatsy does not have Marl from the Dactyl Nest. And not a lot of reason to look for it either with how wide open the seed has been so far.
Right.
So I'm really hoping that Nate remembers Hero's Medal.
We're really not super close to a Gumbo. And almost an hour into this run. Like, it's the opposite of what we've seen of some of our other runs for this tournament. You know, like there's still a lot people have to do.
Now that hard mode items, I mean, it changes the beginning of the run so much that like, I mean, it was 20 minutes almost before we saw somebody like enter a real dungeon with like intent to finish it.
Yes.
So like, you know, we're seeing time get used to make sure that we're safe throughout all of it and for later, because it's going to be so much harder to gear up later.
Yeah. Nate, yeah. I'm guessing, is going back here to look for Robo to do Desert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That's what he's doing.
Because that would assume if it's Robo, you can do Desert. If it's Chrono, Robo has to be in the vanilla in the future. But what else do they have to do? I guess it's Prism
Shard. I think it's back here. I think it's Prism Shard or Hero's Medal. So we have more knowledge than either runner, right?
That's true.
Like we have more knowledge than either runner. Nate doesn't know that Giant's Claw isn't valuable. Lordbatsy doesn't know that Reptite is. What was Reptite?
Reptite was the Hero Medal. Yeah.
Hero Medal, and we don't, and none of us know what that Hero's Medal rewards with. Yeah. Which, if it's pendant, you know, I'm wondering because there's not a lot of garbage key items left in the pool. We've already seen Jerky. We've seen Robo's Ribbon. Yeah. Nate hasn't, but
yeah.
Lordbatsy continuing this dragon tank fight as Nate begins the fight against the Chancellor, whose real identity is revealed to be
a blue ball man.
Slash.
It's likely we're going to be going to the future here to finish some key parts, unless the two checks with Hero Medal and Prism Shard give us what we need.
We can't have that, unfortunately. Pendant has to be accessible.
Oh, that's right. I forget that's...
So Pendant is
accessible. I forget about that.
Pendant is either Prism Shard, Hero's Medal turn in, or possibly this... if Nate finds Robo, it could be that too. Yeah.
True.
It's an interesting gamble though from Nate.
Yeah. It's not too long. You can run to the back of the cathedral pretty quick because you don't have to fight anyone, and you know the boss is going to be real easy.
That's true. It's 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who's here. Ooh, Lordbatsy is running up Dactyl, so she has put together that Prism Shard has to be the way. Or might be the way.
Yeah, because
Nate finds Robo. Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Nate smelled a robot.
I think he's going to go for Desert right now.
He's going to go for... I would. If you make this play, because here's the thing, Nate doesn't know what we know. If I'm Nate, my brain goes immediately to they finished back at Cathedral and got Robo earlier. I know not everybody does that, and I know probably even in hard mode, most runners don't do that. But I'd still be worried. Well, what if they went back one dungeon earlier than me or something?
He also has Marl, right? And the Prism Shard was right there.
It is,
But
and
it's
the
one
Hero's
of
Medal turn-in.
one
And
of these
also
two tracks.
Yeah.
For me, I feel like I would have done Hero's Medal earlier just because it's so fast.
Yeah, it may
Like,
it may be sometimes it's easy to forget you've got something once you have it.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, they're all pretty. I mean, none of these are super hard. It's basically just Hero Medal turn-in or a quick boss or a quick boss. You know, none of these are super long.
this Robo thing kind of changes things because let's say Pendant is Prism Shard and Batsy finds it. She's not going to go look for a Robo. Yeah. And so this desert item could come into play there. I don't know, it's interesting.
She's probably going to go straight to Prism, would be my guess. She's going to go to Prism Shard, I would guess.
I think that's why, yeah, I think well, we'll see, because she didn't know necessarily who was on. She might be looking for Robo. She didn't know who was up there.
Yeah, but she has Prism Shard.
Well, yeah. Now I think there's a good chance that she goes for it, now that she's got Marl as well.
If she had found Robo, she would have done Desert. If she had found Marl, she would have done Prism Shard, would have been my guess. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. She doesn't have... Oh, no, yeah, she has it. She has it.
Yeah, she's turning it in.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Now, real quick, I wanted to mention, I saw a strategy Nate was using to be able to hit most of the flames with one of Magus's spells, and he was able to check 3 of the flames at once to be able to know which bit to attack. So we'll see if that lets him get the cycle fast enough, because he's a little low on health.
Can Luca do that with Flame Toss as well?
Yes. Yes, he can.
Great call. I love that. Yeah. Couple decent items.
Funny piece of ancient Jets knowledge is before Magus lost Dark Hole, the one that despawned enemies. Yep. That was what we would use, and it would despawn some of the flames for the rest of the fight.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, but it had a nasty case. Lordbatsy having to reset there.
What? I didn't see it.
Because it was a Wonder Moon.
Wonder Moon. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's that Grand Leon with Gear Rando. Yeah. Wonder Moon, and she noped out of that. I don't blame her. But yeah, the problem was Dark Hole also had a nasty habit of, if it didn't roll into its native tech slot, it would sometimes crash the game, like soft lock. So
that's been fixed since
we made the right move. It's much better now. But Lordbatsy heading to that Reptite lair. That's going to be that Hero's Medal. What if we found out what was the Hero's Medal check from Lordbatsy and not Nate?
That would be funny. It might be... I mean, the pendant's got to be there or here with Robo. Right? That's all that's left?
It's here or Prism Shard. Or no, we just saw Prism Shard. So it's here or...
Fiona Shrine,
Yeah.
Okay. We got more exploring to do. This is gonna be a pretty full seed.
Yeah, Desert and Hero's Medal. Nate in a little, he knows how close he is. Just trying to get through that fight without taking another flare. As Lordbatsy nails the skips in the back half of Reptite.
Yep.
Alright, Nate going for the revives. I think he hit the right number. Yep.
Yeah, I think
Trying to
it was
get
like,
the tech points at this point.
was I one off or was I? Yeah.
That's
Halo
good.
won't give those 40 tech points, but you know, rather win than have to do it all over again.
It didn't look it, but that was clean. That was a clean finish
Yeah,
for where
sure.
that fight ended up. As Lordbatsy's gonna head in to our fight here at the end of Reptite, where we'll get our Heroes Medal. Nate's gotta realize that he's got the Heroes Medal too after their desert. But it may be, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. Oh, our boy Rusty fighting Lordbatsy on the left.
I mean, I would check. One of these is going to be pendant. I would check both, right? Like I would just go quick before you go to the future. You know you're going to the future. Well, he might not know that yet.
Yeah, he's got Giant's Claw still. But I think if you get future at this point in the seed, with how things have been, if you get future, you go future. Because like you said, we're not close to a go mode either. We're not one check away from something.
Right. We still have.
We're 2 checks at least.
It could be go mode right now. Wait, no, it can't be. That's right, because I keep forgetting. You have to have pendant. It's like if it's this,
I mean, it could be pendant and C trigger.
It could be pendant and C trigger, or pendant and half a sword. Yeah, but it is pendant. So.
Okay, it was pendant.
All right.
So that is a little scary actually, because Nate getting access to future is not going to make him check Heroes Medal. And so Heroes Medal could play a role in this race still.
Yeah,
now that Lordbatsy has it.
It could be Dreamstone or Ruby Knife, you know?
It could be C trigger.
It could be C trigger. It could be the game.
Oh.
I want to go see what
I lost
it is.
the game. It's not fair. Been sneak attacked by Leon. Nate is heading to the future immediately.
I think I saw on Batsy's screen, Luca still has an air gun.
Yeah, I haven't seen a better weapon.
Just still an air gun. It's like every once in a while you play through a seed and you get to go, but it's like I still have hide caps on 2 of my characters. Okay.
No.
Another noob. Okay, what is it? What is it?
We've seen most of the junk items, is the real sad part here.
It was the
it's a piece of the go mode that we don't have any of the pieces of the go mode for. That's wild. I mean, it could still become relevant. We know where Frog is, and Frog's just behind the second piece of the sword, so...
Yeah. It's just you need one more piece and you're good.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you did find that other piece, it is a go mode. Lordbatsy checking the back of Cathedral. Gonna find Robo as well. And we know that will lead towards the pendant. So Lordbatsy knows this is the right way. Nate still has Giant's Claw as a dungeon he could do.
But we are coming up on probably the most important part of the run. And that's whether or not we're going to save bits or not.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Everyone's already placed their bets. No. Goodbye. Nate even knows where Chrono is, because he has to be in the future. So it wouldn't even be that hard.
Yeah, but why spend the time? Well, I guess in hard items They
That's
might
the
be
thing.
extra valuable.
Maybe there might be
But
extra value.
Nate feels confident with the items, and maybe he knows he's got those Lapis M's.
I think that's the thing is the Lapises are really going to help out this run. I think that's the
Yeah.
reason. Yeah.
Lordbatsy heading into the back of Cathedral here and going to fight off the boss here to get Robo and then head to Desert, while Nate begins the Dragon Tank fight, which will not be a Dragon Tank fight.
Yeah, we don't know yet.
Oh, I guess it could be a Dragon Tank fight. You're right.
Couldn't be a dragon.
Oh, but it could still. Okay, sorry. I had something the last time I did commentary, but it must have been I got a single and then double of the same thing.
I think that's just the Golem boss is the only thing that can double up the double spot where you can fight the same thing twice. Unless I'm wrong about that.
No, you can get like double Daltons.
No, I mean,
But
like, you can't have the same boss. Like, you couldn't have Dragon Tank on Woe and here on the bridge, right?
Yeah, that's what we're being told by me, and yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's true for all, like, for single part bosses.
Yeah, I guess. But I think
Here's what I was thinking. But Nate stomping through the dragon mutant tank
already did.
as Lordbatsy takes out Slash, and we'll get Robo.
Yep.
It's gonna be really interesting to see the
I
order
wonder-
Nate chooses to do things, because we know of things like Giant's Claw that Nate doesn't. It
Well, and
like
when you're more into
that could
the-
get injected into the run at any point by
Yeah.
him.
you're both these players are an hour and 10 in, and like they both still have a little ways to go. Do you run around and open up these extra chests? Do you just straight, go to Son of Sun to see what your quickest check is?
I think in hard items we're gonna see some looting.
I think so.
At least the ones that don't take a lot of time. But they're just so convenient. Yeah, Nate doesn't know that Prism Shard is dead. So Nate doesn't know Prism Shard's dead. Nate doesn't know Giant's Claw's a dud.
Nate's doing Moonstone right away. Nate's
I
saying
don't.
Moon-
I think that's a really clever play.
It's
I think that's clever because it's one a lot of players aren't gonna think of right away, but it's also free. There's no boss included. Well,
Right.
no, he does have to do Prism Shard, so
Right,
he's
but
at
that's-
least. That's interesting.
What's smart about it is that because he hasn't done it yet, he can do two
Oh,
checks
wow.
at once.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it's the Wonder Moon like we do, but it's a smart
Yeah.
play to do two things at once.
Absolutely. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many attractive choices here. Like, Aristome's in play, Sunkeep's in play unless you roll bad. Like, if you get a bad boss at Sunkeep, you could still run into trouble. But you're high enough level right now that I think there's a lot of stuff you could fight there.
Yeah, so
But we also haven't seen the really scary bosses yet. We haven't seen Dalton, for example.
Right. Yep, or like a flea, maybe.
We haven't seen Lavos spawns.
I like this play by Nate a lot. Yeah, because at this point, really, I would assume even if you find the other half of the sword, you're probably just gonna go Mega Skill mode. Generally, people think it's slower because if you optimize all the go modes, it is. but some preferences, people have different because of how they like to play it or how comfortable they are with each one. But I would think because you still don't know with the amount of checks that are left in Genodome, Eris Dome, and Son of Sun, if he finds the other half of the sword. Oh, he doesn't have the first half yet. Never mind. I'm looking at the wrong tracker.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Nate is gonna be
He's
looking
for Trigger.
particular things, yeah, or Dreamstone Ruby Knife. But yeah, this is a really interesting seed because of the knowledge difference. Like, it's not very often you see a race this close that has a knowledge difference as far as like knowledge of what checks are relevant.
We don't know where Ruby Knife is. We don't know where Dreamstone is. We don't know where Chrono Trigger is. We don't know where Broken Sword is.
Yeah.
No player does. We don't either.
Yeah. Lordbatsy finishing off that Son of Sun fight. That is going to get her the pendant, which will set her towards the future to make similar decisions, but maybe could be very different outcomes, like different choices. There's a lot, like, with, like, we had like kind of a wide open seed. We narrowed down a bunch of things. We kind of got funneled into this pendant. Now, on the other side of the funnel, the seed opens back up. We've got a bunch of stuff we can do. We got a bunch of stuff we're strong enough to do. We got a bunch of stuff we don't know where the C trigger is. So, it's going to be interesting.
Lapis is in here. Nothing else super interesting in that shop. I always love the little speed trick ticks of like talk to the person for the shop and they keep running, you know?
Yeah.
No.
That is our guaranteed Lapis shop for anybody that didn't know in chat. That is the one place that's guaranteed to have lapises for sale.
And this one, it's MP in this seed, so.
It sure is.
The one interesting thing about this party composition with both of these two players is there isn't any full party heals because lapises are not accessible and they're not running Robo or Frog. So that could be hard.
Nate did not save Fritz. Fritz didn't deserve to be saved. You see.
Not today. Doesn't even take the Wonder Moon.
I was gonna say, I think he has to. I know he fought the boss.
Like, no, I don't want that. Not what I
But I was like, I don't think Melchior will do the stuff for you until you take it.
Grab it.
I think what Phone in chat is saying, C-Trigger Aerostome, who's with me. I think C-Trigger Aerostome is a real possibility. Aerostome is, I don't know. The problem is, like, being this strong when you're coming to the future, because I feel like both players are pretty strong. And being this strong going to the future is, like, the one time that, like, Sun Palace or Genodome might go before Eris. You know what I mean? Like Son of Sun, especially just because it's such a quick boss. Like it's just walking in and fighting.
He's finally going to check Hero's Medal.
Oh! He's probably kicking himself too. He thinks he's losing because of this.
He's about to get go mode right now because this is the other half of the sword. This is it. If he goes Magus Castle, this is it.
Be interesting. Because there's a lot of arguments to be made both ways. There's argument to be made that you could last two checks these go modes. You could find C trigger, and which would mean you'd find the other two things with some work. But like Nate might just take the go mode because he's confident in Magus Castle. He's one of the best LOC runners. Plays well in our tournament.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, I think he's just doing it. Which, like I said, I think both are valid.
Both are valid.
It's but Nate's also, you gotta like, the other side of this is Nate's a little worried because he sat on that hero's medal for a while. He thinks somebody else. He thinks maybe Lordbatsy has had that. He doesn't know where she's at.
Yeah,
So
you never
you
know
run.
your opponent would feel behind.
Yeah. But Nate is gonna take that go mode,
Yep. There we go.
and Lordbatsy is letting Fritz out.
1 for 2. Yep. So if Batsy decides to do Moonstone and she thinks that it's a real quick check into the future here, she'll be doing the exact same thing. But if she decides to do
Or at least making the same decision. Yeah.
right, but if she thinks that like Airstone or Sun Palace is faster,
Yeah. That's what I'm kind of really excited about is like, it's a really natural play to go to Aristome.
Yeah.
Like, pretty immediately. It's also a pretty natural play in this situation to go to not Sun Palace, but the place where Son of Sun lives. I can but yeah, like, that's a natural play too, because it's, you walk up, you fight a boss, you get your reward, you're out. And like, both of those, like, they're pretty safe options. You're not looking for characters anymore.
I usually go to Sun Keep or Sun Palace right away to fight that boss. But yeah, it's yep.
I come from non-boss rando, and that's very scary to do right when you get to the future. Uh-oh, this mountain about to get cut in half. Lordbatsy's going to prepare for the mutant fight.
I do wonders like if you know that you can do Sun Palace and Aristome faster than you can do Magus's Castle, you know, like then do you think, well, regardless if I get one of the other two go modes, if I'm faster at it, is that the play, you know?
I sincerely think that Nate is confident in their Magus Castle,
For
like,
sure.
from playing in those other tournaments and then playing in that LOC event and modes. I just think Nate is so confident in their precision running through it that, like, why look for something else? Because somebody pointed out in chat they also didn't know Giant's Claw.
Right. That's all I was gonna say is we have knowledge that he doesn't.
Yeah. So he didn't know about Giant's Claw. But, like, when you're somebody that's spent a lot of time doing Magus Castle and you're confident in it, and it's the first go mode you find, it's a natural move. I think it's interesting because this is a really close race right now. I think I think the odds are in favor of this being an incredibly close race right now, because these two checks, if one of them's go mode, especially if the first one Lordbatsy does is go mode, like, we're in a really close race.
Yeah.
Magus Castle may be the longest but
if you get there first, it's better, you know?
Yeah.
Like if you get there 5-10 minutes ahead of the other person, like, well, I'm excited. Batsy is running around and looking at a couple extra places here that Nate didn't do, so we might find some real juicy loot.
Yeah. That would be great.
A shield and a mid-ether is not super juicy.
Mid-ether's kind of nice, though.
Okay.
I'd take that in hard items.
That's fair. In hard items, it definitely has a little bit more appeal.
This is the type of run divergence, like, we just don't get to see in high level play like this. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty rare to have this level of divergence that we've had as far as info and decision making. This is a really good race as
Yeah,
Lordbatsy heads into the Flea Sun Palace.
and regular level spawn, I think. Oh, it is other spawn. Okay. Alright. Good thing. We can be a little tough here, but
Yeah, Flea can be pretty tough.
I think they're fine.
Elder Spawn, I think Nate's gonna be alright with good tech decisions.
What's hard is Megas and Luca don't have great singles, but we've got fire. We don't have what is it? We
don't
fire
have Blaze Kick. Yeah.
So Megas is just gonna hit him with a sight, or just be an alchemist and heal and stuff.
Flame Kick will get you through a lot of things. Lordbatsy continuing this difficult Flea fight. This is kind of a tough spot for Flea.
A little bit of a higher HP count. And like you said before, and I've said this again, say it again, like, yeah, this divergence in high level play for this type of randomizer, it's why this randomizer is so fun, in my opinion, right? Like, because the fact that there's 3 different go modes and a race can be going in different ways, and you really sometimes don't know until it gets real close to you. I love that. So fun.
Yeah, I think it would be easy for somebody in chat to feel like this is not a close race right now, and like I just want to reiterate like how close this could turn.
We don't know yet, yeah.
And we're gonna find out a little bit right now. The Dreamstone. So we are now set up where, if I'm not mistaken, Aristome would have to give one of those go modes, either the C trigger or the Ruby Knife. From what we know,
knows it's gonna be something.
And I don't know which one it is, but Lordbatsy is going to tell us in just a couple minutes. As Nate continues through Magus Castle, he finished up the first 2 bosses. So I'm actually...
Because we've got... Yeah.
Yeah, so we've gotten through the the first boss. We have the second boss here, and then we go to the second part of the castle, rather.
We're gonna fight Magus in Magus's castle in not Magus's spot. Okay, so what am I forgetting here that we know obviously where the other half of the sword is? Chrono Trigger and Ruby Knife. We got Aristome and Genodome, and then we also still...
That's all.
That's it.
Yep,
yeah,
that's
all.
We
know
that
got. The Gramleon was on the King's Trial. Okay.
Yes.
And so,
which Nate does have that.
Lordbatsy knows with 100% confidence that this dungeon will give a go mode. She doesn't know that it's not going to be the other half of the sword.
She doesn't know. Yeah, you're absolutely right. She knows that this is a go mode and it's one of the 3. She doesn't know how valuable it is yet. But Nate is also making a good-sized dent into the long portion of Magus's castle. In the meantime, this is interesting. Like, this is...
I would love
I'm glad I'm here for this.
I would love to have Batsy get the Ruby Knife out of this, and then have them get to Zeal at the same time. How cool would that be?
Yeah, that would be interesting. Alright, Nate takes down that boss.
Yeah, we're going to see every check except Genodome, which we'll know will be either Ruby Knife or Chrono Trigger, so pretty cool.
So, I always think of Magus Castle as more or less kind of 3 big sections.
You're still a pledge.
Power study time and snack time with gig internet and a $200 Uber Eats gift card from Xfinity.
Domino's Best Deal Ever is back. Any hand-tossed, pan, thin crust, or New York-style pizza with any toppings for just $9.99 online. Last time you got
sausage, bacon,
chicken, spinach,
beef, buffalo sauce.
What are you gonna get this time? Get Domino's $9.99 Best Deal Ever before it's gone.
Yeah.
Ooh, a Lapis M for Nate along the
Other
way.
one. There's a handful of those now.
Yeah, that's nice though. Because that means if you get in a fight where one of your characters is worthless, like Magus in a C trigger.
Trigger. Okay.
So Black Omen. So I think this will be pretty close.
It still will be.
Black,
for sure.
because Black Omen is a little bit longer than Black Tyranno Go mode. But there's a lot of time to be saved there, and there's a lot of boss optimization.
Speaking of time save, Nate just first trying that room, and then this is another tough room. Like these 2 rooms in a row. You gotta go past the birds, pause on the rollies. Oh, wait on this guy.
Yep, this is the DKC1 room.
Yep.
We call it DKC even though it looks like the arcade Donkey Kong game.
Yes. Not Donkey Kong Country 1, just Donkey Kong 1.
Yep, but it's stuck as DKC1 room for years.
Both of those games have 3 games. There's Donkey Kong Arcade has 3 games, and Donkey Kong Country.
Nate heading through this second hallway after the pit room and the DKC1 room.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna see DKC2.
Sure.
And then heading into Ozzy.
You can run from the second fight here, right? You can fight the first one, run from the second one. And then gotta keep going.
Lordbatsy setting up for Death's Peak. So Death's Peak is a small mini dungeon that we have to do along the way to the Black Omen, which is kind of the meat and potatoes of the Go mode. But Death's Peak has some very difficult skips, including just walking up this vanilla.
Sometimes this is one of the best tricks I've ever learned, was not opening up the tree with this little doll. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because the timing can sometimes just screw you up when the text box disappears. Just wait. Just don't even talk to it.
Yeah. And then walk on the tree. That's the thing I learned when I joined the community.
And we're also coming up on my least favorite skip. And it's not this one that Batsy just didn't get. It's the next one. I hate the next one. I just, for some reason, it's really hard for me.
It's really challenging.
Like the one where they're all running down, you know, where there's the long, like, down where there's like 8 of them running at once. That one's easier to me for some reason. This one.
So to give you an idea here, Nate is going to be starting the Magus fight at a pretty close time that Lordbatsy is going to be starting the Lavos shell spot fight. Nate's making pretty good time through this Magus Castle.
And I liked charming the Lumen robe there off of the gear. I'd want if you want to just charm all of them, because then you could sell them. Like, you're only gonna put 2, maybe not even 2, but I don't know. Would you want to charm all 4? Because they're always the same thing, right? All 4 of them have the same charm. Maybe it's faster to just attack them, you know, if you know you only need 1 or 2 of them. That's a tough skip too.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I still fall off that cliff. It's icy, and it doesn't act quite the way you think it should sometimes.
A lot of us do. There's a lot of skips.
It's a really difficult part. We all kind of cringe at it when we come to it at in vanilla too, I think. All right, Nate setting up for this Magus fight and heading down. That Magus fight, once Magus Castle is complete, for those that don't know, that will unlock the magical barrier at Zeal. So we can go to Zeal, and we can go up to the Ocean Palace and complete that go mode through Lavos.
I'm gonna say it's
Lord,
Chrono. We haven't seen Chrono. That's just my bet. Nope, I'm wrong.
oh, it's Luca.
Okay. So we're gonna re-equip here. Yep, some red. Looks like we have one red armor and a
Just
loot.
on Magus.
Yeah.
That way, if you have to switch strats to Black Hole, you can.
Yep. And we have one more random
Lordbatsy, as I said, Lordbatsy setting up for her shell fight at about the same time as this Magus fight began.
Yeah, Mian mentioning in chat that in Legacy of Cyrus you can predict the Magus resprite. How do you do that?
So in Legacy of Cyrus, it's an alternative game mode, and
Right.
it does not have future access. The future does not exist in LOC, and so whatever character is in the future that you can't recruit is in Magus's castle. But that does not pertain to this tournament's flags.
Yeah. Good to know. Yeah, those, like I said before, there's a lot of really cool alternative things you can do with this randomizer. Like, you can duplicate characters, and you can do all sorts of fun stuff. But there's really cool, just different modes, like Legacy of Cyrus, and Epoch Fail, and Chrono Sanity, and there's really cool stuff.
You know, it is kind of interesting that that we're seeing a frogless Magus fight in a seed where we also did get the Grand Leone that was a Wonder Moon.
Either really.
No, it's working. Don't get me wrong, it's working. I don't mean it as a diss.
No, but I don't think Nate checked wrong, like even what his texts were or anything.
That's true. Or maybe he did, and they were really bad frog water.
I didn't see it. Slurp, slurp, cut, and water. That is a thing that I love to watch and learn more about, especially from really good runners, is when to switch character parties like near the end of a seed. Because I would never think to do that, but sometimes it's beneficial.
Yeah, I'm pretty big on switching for one fight, but that's a little bit easier to do in non-boss rando. Boss rando, it's a little bit harder to plan that quite that far ahead to like be able to switch party members like that. But there are times where like I'll get to a spot and it'll be a single target boss, and I'm like, it's gonna be faster to reset and get Ayla than to try to do this with my AoE team.
Yeah. That's
Nate,
super fair.
Nate, keeping Magus alive and Magus or magicked up for black hole strats here.
Yeah. Just that one extra character down, but maybe not both.
Both is a little riskier, but you would get a lot more damage off it. But you're only gonna need about 10-ish K damage, and the biggest thing in this fight is you have a little bit of control over when the Magus fight enters the second phase, like when you've done enough damage. So like if you can get yourself just under what puts it to phase 2, then you can hit with like a really heavy attack, and you've already chunked into phase 2 a lot. Does that make sense? So like by like keeping track of where you're at with damage and using weaker techs sometimes you can end up saving time or making it safer on the back half. But Magus is trying to knock her into phase 2 to buy some time now.
Yep, and I think that was it, because she didn't...
That was it?
She didn't counter. So now...
Wow, what a play.
Yeah. And sometimes I see that and you revive the person who's down, because now that they're in the second phase, maybe it can even up the damage even more. But I think we're just going with Flare and Black Hole here.
Oh, and sometimes it's a matter of you need that person to get that little bit XP. So
Oh,
like
that's
you're
true.
trying to get them up before the end of the fight.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, but we have fire
We know that
resistance
one of them will survive.
on Magus,
Magus.
and now
Yes.
Nate does not care about the tech points and XP on the girls.
Yeah.
It seems.
Nate knew this was coming. We like seeing 3,000 damage on Black.
Wow. Doomsicle.
Ooh. Okay.
Doomsicle
That's-
drop.
Is that his best?
I think so, yeah.
His best weapon?
And it also has the Doom effect.
Right. So, certain situations that can work.
Lordbatsy running through Black Omen, having done that whole first dungeon to get access to this, she's gonna have to go through a gauntlet of 3 bosses
Yup.
before getting to like save and prep before the final gauntlet against Zeal. Nate, on the other hand, is going to probably do some gearing and shopping now, and
Yeah.
then going to run to Zeal. Not Queen Zeal, Zeal the place, and go start going through Ocean Palace to fight Lavos. So we're gonna see very different go modes for the rest of this run, and this is a race.
It's like, you mean Vegeta, the planet Vegeta, my dad, or me, Vegeta, the Zeal. I like Zeal. Yeah, this is a hard, I'm gonna say, skill to have as any runner in almost any game, but RPGs especially, is menuing fast. Like wanting to shop fast, menu fast, equip what you want, sell what you want to sell. Like, yeah.
Real quick, Lordbatsy nailing a couple of those orb skips, getting
Yeah.
caught by this third one, and deciding to run. The thing is, coming from the first rounds of this tournament into this top 8 section, there's going to be a lot of difference in how you're evaluating your run. Because, like, I know from talking to runners in the top 8 that have been practicing that, like, a lot of runners are getting in, like, their fast times for this flag set are in, like, the 150s. And their slower times are a little bit above 2 hours, even above that, you know? And it looks like we're right on par for that with both of these runners, with good execution. But,
yeah, hard mode is slow because it's harder. It takes a little bit longer generally.
But it does change. It changes their decisions. It changes their runs. But it also does it get in your head a little bit about like looking at the clock and being like, "Where's my opponent? We're at 1 hour 40 minutes. What if they're fighting Lavos? What if they're doing this?" Like that. That's just how I'm always thinking about it.
Always, yeah, always. I love too running through and watching the skips in Black Omen in particular, because such a cool thing about Chrono Trigger is like some of the skips are based on just like, you know, invisible zones, but a handful of these, and there's some other dungeons too, but especially in Black Omen, it's like, where's the enemy looking? It's based on their eyes, you know, like there's spinning turrets and there's little spinning, what do you call the big alien dudes, and there's the eyeballs. Yeah. Alright, and a Retinite here. Using ice.
I think I'd be pretty happy to see a Retinite here, actually. It makes Ayla have been a very valuable team member for this fight.
Yep.
You know you have water to handle it, which is a benefit of that Magus decision that you pointed out early could be a good play.
Yeah.
In fact, this is the whole team that you said that about.
Yeah.
So yeah, you were absolutely right.
Right at the beginning, yeah. And they both went with it.
Yeah.
And that was a 2 enemy elevator there in the Black Omen, it looked like. And there's a bunch of skips here Batsy's doing here as well, just running through Omen here. There's another kind of tricky one here, right? Yep, got it.
Very clean. Now we get to the new shopping and a Nova armor.
2 Nova
Rainbow
armor.
sickle.
A Rainbow sickle.
So I must have misread that or maybe it's a different sickle. I don't know if now I'm wondering if I misread Doom Sickle earlier.
He had no, yeah, I guess it was a Doom Helm. Like must have been.
Maybe it was. Maybe. Well, and it was the Magus drop, so Nate might have it.
Oh, maybe it was. That's true. We have difference. There's a lot to keep track of, man. Two streets.
Oh, it gets really tough when you're doing commentary and tracking in a like Chrono Sanity race where every chest is a check, so you can't even like look away from a runner. Really, you both have to like watch one.
I've loved doing my first Chrono Sanity run.
They're a blast.
Before this tournament started, and I just kind of want to do them more. I thought they were going to be super intimidating and long and kind of just like a grind, but they're fun. They're not that long. Like it's not that much worse, honestly.
They're a little longer, but yeah, not too bad. And you do get the occasional one where it just throws really fun stuff at you early.
My favorite thing right now about Lordbatsy finishing up her like full set of shopping is that Luca still has an air gun.
Sorry, I'm laughing. Nate's using my crab route for Omen.
What's that?
It's just a particular path through
Okay.
why he uses one of the side doors, and it just made me laugh that he does that because we train together all the time.
Yeah, cool. Boy,
Lord
this
Batsy.
is so tight. I don't know who's ahead here.
It's really tight. Like we'll have a better idea when Lordbatsy's at like the third boss of this section. We'll have a better idea.
Just Seal is faster than your 3 forms of Lavos, but she's still got 2 bosses to go through. So
yeah, but it's also a more predictable end game for Lordbatsy. Like if she makes it to the end game gauntlet, it's the more predictable end game gauntlet. You're less likely to have wipes there. I'm not saying they can't happen, but this is a pretty solid team other than Magus. Pretty solid team for Zeal. And you don't have to worry about the stuff where like Lavos just decides one of your party members needs 4 bananas and there's nothing you could have done about it.
and we don't know what the double golem spot is yet.
Yeah.
That could be easy, or it could be, a piece of cake.
What if it's double golems? That'd be horrifying.
Or what if it's just double Yakra and it doesn't matter, right? Like that's a huge time difference.
We still haven't seen Dalton, so I'm actually pretty scared. I'm not gonna lie to you. We haven't seen a Dalton in anywhere, or a Dalton Plus, and so that is a little scary. We haven't seen a Super Slash. We haven't seen a Flea Plus.
We've seen most of the bosses, so it could definitely be there.
It's really
why Nate is wanting to train here so much. Like he's got triple kick, he's got flare, he's got he's at like level 30.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have to worry about a wipe, because if you you'll see a lot of runners. Even in high tier play, you'll see runners that will like run from this grind spot early, and then you'll see them struggle through Lavos 2 or have to take a wipe or 2 in the end game. And so grabbing those extra levels, he must feel he needs it with the current gear.
I also want to point out Batsy just found an extra speed tab just in a random chest.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, we did see a Super Slash.
Okay, so looks like Nate's finally ready to keep going down.
Yeah, and he did get Tailspin so maybe he was hoping for Fire Whirl.
Maybe that was it, because he's got Blaze Kick now, but maybe Fire Whirl, because that damage defense piercing can be pivotal.
Yeah, especially because he doesn't know what bosses he might run into.
Yeah.
Lordbatsy continuing through. She's making incredible time through this place too. Like these sections, she's nailing these sections. She's grabbing the loot along the way, and we're gonna start seeing bosses here in a moment.
She got a better gun for Luca. It was a shockwave. That's probably gonna matter, but in very small niche circumstances, it might. Ayla's power was at star there for a second. in the level 30 rando.
Lordbatsy walking into the arena, the first boss of the gauntlet, or of the three bosses we'll run into here. And it's
Easy
the
time.
R series.
Easy time.
With this AoE team, this should be... She's gonna pretty happy to see this, I would think.
This is starting to make me think she's gonna be a little ahead.
Nate's looking for Dino Tail.
Oh, does she not have Dino Tail yet?
I'm not sure if she does.
Yeah, I thought I saw it already. But no, she must because she just took a bunch of intentional damage. Yeah, she's
Oh,
down.
bet. So she's
Okay.
just preparing to use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just getting her ready. Yeah. As everyone who's played this before, or new people maybe not, is this upcoming elevator is one of the most infamous encounters of the entire game, probably. But if you've got Frog Squash or Dino Tail, it's real easy. And there's a couple other good backup strats that we can do as well. One third left for Batsy. Nate finishing this. Getting into the elevator. You can't run from this one, but
So Nate has less fights, but like more difficult fights ahead. The double spot could be problematic. We don't know yet, but both Lavos 2 and Lavos 3 are going to be a little bit they're going to be hard no matter what, right? Like you can get lucky, you can play really well against it, but there is RNG involved. Like it could be a tough fight as we see double lifts. Sorry. Double lifts is amusing.
yeah, technically they each have the same amount of boss fights left because Batsy's got 3 Zeals, Nate's got 3 Lavoses, and they each have a randomized boss left. Right?
Batsy has 2 randomized bosses, and then
I thought she already. Oh, does she have 2 left? I thought she did. Oh, I'm wrong. You're right.
and then the 3-part end game.
Yeah.
They're pretty close, but
I'm off by 1.
it just is gonna depend what they end up against.
Yeah, that's.
This is really close. Like we've known this was gonna be that this has been a tight race for a while, but I really don't know who's ahead. I'm not quite as confident as Chad is. I'm just not. This is close. But both players, these end games have been perfectly executed.
Yeah.
Lordbatsy is stomping through the skips in this place. She
Ooh,
is taking the bat
bats are
fight.
tough.
That bat skip is tough.
I think that's the last skip of the run for her. Is the bats. Right? And Nate's coming up on his last skip here, I think, too, with these.
Yeah, he's gonna have the
the
scouters
top
here.
ones, too.
That was a lot of tech points LB got though.
Yeah.
Nate hits the first scouter skip and heads to the second.
At this
As
point,
Lordbatsy starts the fight against the Tubsters here.
yeah.
So Nate hits the second scouter skip.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, whoever wins this deserves the win. I'm just gonna say that now, not knowing who it's gonna be, because I think this is a tight finish.
Okay, we got 2 bosses about to come up here real quick.
Yeah, we do. Nova armor for Nate. So now they both have one.
I think Batsy's got 2. I can't remember where she got the other one. I remember her seeing her pick one up and then.
There was one in the Omen.
Yeah, there was one in the Omen, but there was one earlier she got. I can't remember what it was.
But like I said, I think we'll have a better picture of who's ahead when Lordbatsy's finishing her third boss of Black Omen here.
Okay, Fleet
Or of
Plus.
Ocean Palette. Or no, Black Omen, I was right. Double
like
Flea
Fleet
Plus.
That's better than Fleet.
It's better than Dalton.
True.
Speaking
True.
of which, I'm just shooting my shot and hoping. No, I don't know. It's a mutant!
I think that's Terra too, because it's the brown one, right? Am I wrong?
I'm colorblind. Oh, good. So Lordbatsy is gonna take out a Terra mutant. She's prepared for that. I'm scared of where this Dalton is hiding. I just don't know. Because if
He's in
he might
Geno
not be
Dome.
hiding anywhere. Yeah, he might be in Geno. That's scary. But that's awesome. That's good. God, this is so close.
Okay, clarify for me that I know 100%. Poison lowers physical damage from characters if you're poisoned? Is that right?
At least, if it's not just all damage.
Is it all damage? I can't remember.
But chat will let us know. Me and our
Yeah.
phone will let us know. Phone, all damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I didn't want to be overly confident on it.
You wonder if you would have real quick reset out seeing Flea to put more status
Whoa.
protection on, but you've got so much damage output here that it's probably just thinking it's fine.
Now this is scary for Nate, but we also just got haste specs on Batsy's side.
And the White Rock was something.
Yeah, Puyozo Dance.
For one
And
thing. Haste specs on Luca. Don't put the stud on Magus. It's my favorite favorite item. No, okay, never mind. That makes sense. It makes sense.
Nate finishing off the twin spots and heading into Lavos Shell.
How
Yeah,
cool
Nate.
is back?
Nate is doing very well, but so is Lordbatsy. Like these end games have been flawless. These boss fights have been well executed. Like there's a reason both of these runners are in the top 8.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh, this is
And what's great too, again, we talked about this
Nizbal.
before, like, they know each other, they mentored, it was really cool. But also, they're both in the top bracket, so no one's going home, right? Like both of them get to keep playing. Whoever wins, this will go on, and whoever loses gets to stay in the lower bracket, the Earthbound bracket, right?
Yeah. Yeah, this Nizbal is a good pull. A good pull
Yeah.
for Batsy.
For sure. This is the most fun I think I've seen in this tournament so far. Is just the closeness, the execution. Like, I mean, there's been a lot of other really good races. That's not. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
we've
say.
had some close ones. I think one of the first races finished like within a minute or a minute and a half of each other.
Really, yeah,
which
I
is
can't
pretty
remember who that
wild.
was. Yeah, I can't remember which one that was.
But
I wasn't
this
commentating that one.
this one's been interesting for us because it wasn't at any point apparent who was ahead. A lot of people, I don't know, there was a lot of back and forth thinking, you know what I mean, about who was ahead or which go mode was going to pay off. And it's just really interesting to see it pay off in such a direct comparison way right here. Because we see Lordbatsy taking out Nizbal, and I don't know if this is the hit that takes out Lavos Shell, but that sure would be poetic. It was not, though. Lordbatsy is, I think, a little bit ahead here, but it is not over.
Got a magic tab off of Lavos. One more regular fight for Batsy. And then we're into ending.
Oh, Sorry, I saw Mian said the winner of this race faces I'm All In the Zeal bracket, and the loser of this race will go face Phone in Earthbound Island.
Earthbound Island. I think Fitz was the one who kind of like came up with that idea. At least he was the first one I heard say it, and I just think it's great.
Finally, I get to use my emote.
Ooh, fun Lavos emotes.
All right, this is wow. We are seeing dueling endgame boss gauntlets.
Oh, good.
We're gonna see 3 fights on Lordbatsy's side, 2 fights on Nate's side. But don't let that fool you. They are drastically different fights.
This Blaze might take out the arm in one hit. Oh, not quite. But Dark Matter will help. And then definitely gonna try to take out Zeal here before she does anything else. Easy fight. Power Seal probably won't see an equip. That rumbling in the background.
Alright, we are through phase 1 for Lordbatsy. We're gonna head into the Mammon Machine. Mammon Machine is not quite the pushover it once was, and can smack you pretty hard, depending on how you play this fight out. So it's gonna be imperative that Lordbatsy plays it carefully and efficiently.
And not
as
not
Nate
the-
continues.
So it's not free menu glitches. That one we just saw, and there's another that will be coming up here on Nate's side as well. Those are super helpful. These runners are both real good, and we'll probably get them all, but like they're not free.
Wow, that a blaze kick doing a ton to Mammon Machine as Nate continues this Lavos 2.
Yeah, we're doing like 5,500 damage together between these 2 attacks here on the left. And Nate on the right showing off as well. We're trying to kill the Mammon Machine before it can do anything. We might get it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Mammon Machine is down. And we are heading into Zeal 2. Very close.
And Lavos 2 is going to be real close here as well. Another Blaze kick will
It
probably
is. Now, Zeal is a much more predictable fight, like we mentioned earlier, than Lavos 2 or Lavos 3 can be. There goes Lavos 2. This is going to set Nate up for Lavos 3 and the menu glitch that you mentioned, as Lordbatsy heads into Zeal 2.
Got a Green Dream from Lavos 2? Don't know if that's going to get equipped, but it is there. I'm guessing no. That auto rev can be incredibly useful in certain circumstances. Okay. We are starting. Boy, oh boy. I'm on the edge of my seat. We're gonna blaze kick and dark bomb her head, I'm guessing. As much as we can. Got the menu glitch off.
Yep.
Giving everyone smooches.
14 Lapis M's, might as well throw some out now.
Hey,
And
I
let's
like-
start this Lavos 3 fight. And we
I
have
like-
dueling endgame bosses.
Yeah. There's some speed in there with using electric MP in the menu. And I love that rather than just clicking through people individually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Halation coming up on Lordbatsy's side from Zeal. And this is where the fight gets critical. This is where things can go wrong. But she's a very skilled player. She knows how to handle this. As Nate continues this also very difficult Lavos 3 fight.
Oh, big hit here coming in on Ayla. Oh, she survived the HP! Vegas losing his MP, which is fine.
Yeah,
The blaze
he's the
kick
one
is-
that's kind of doing the least in the fight right now. Now Nate has taken out center bit, which means he can start blaze kicking that right bit and doing the damage that counts. But Lordbatsy is hammering away at that face, and she's over halfway through this fight.
Nate side Luca having the HP up, I think, with that gold earring, and then Luca on the left side with Lordbatsy, that haste spec doing speed and extra damage.
4,500 damage coming out between Blaze Kick and Auto Attack on Magus to the right bit. It's going to make this a 5-cycle fight. So this is so close.
Center bit coming back. Another 36 on Batsy's side.
And there goes
And
Zeal
that-
for Lordbatsy.
Oh.
An incredible performance from both runners, as Nate is going to finish this out strong too, I'm sure. But wow, what a close match. Well-earned victory.
And like Nate
that
did
was
not make
back
any
and forth.
mistakes. Like Nate has done everything so well this whole game, you know? Like
Yeah.
wow. I wouldn't know where to say. You'd have to go back and really look, but man, they have both just done so well.
Yeah, I think it was just how it played out. They both played incredibly well, and like you said, it's one of those like chess type games where it's like they both played as well as they could. They made their choices. They were decisive, and it's just how everything shook out. But it doesn't take away from either of their performances.
No, they've both done amazing.
Something over real quick.
Now just wait a sec for the power to turn off again. There it goes. Another blaze kick. Ayla's down to 12 MP, so she will have to re-up. Both of them down here. So they're gonna have to re-up an MP if this doesn't do it, which will take time, and the center will come back. But that's it.
That's it. A clean finish from Nate as well. And we see two different go modes, radically different go modes, with a
Wow.
time difference of less than 2 minutes.
Phenomenal.
Well, hello, Lordbatsy.
Hi.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you. Oh,
That was wait until you watch the VOD for that one, because I'm going to let you know Nate just finished Lavos 3 right now.
Whoa, okay.
Like
okay.
about a minute ago.
Less
Nate
than 2
finished
minutes behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw in the race room, I when I finish, I get up and take a quick break. Literally, my butt hits the chair. He's done. Like, whoa.
Yeah. And
It's so
we
fun.
knew it was close. Like Nate had go mode and you didn't, and we knew it was close because we knew we had, or with our knowledge, we kind of knew you were going to find go mode in the first couple checks in the future. And I think with your knowledge too, you knew that you were going to find a go mode, right? You just didn't know
Yes.
which one.
Yeah. I
But
can't
we
believe I pulled
happened
that
to
out.
know we happened to know where the other sword piece was because Nate had found it from the Moonstone.
He ended up going
Well-
yeah.
He went Magus Castle with like perfect execution.
Oh, beautiful.
And
I mean,
it was close.
whew, oh man. No, like if I had gotten Tyrannolar instead of Black Omen, he probably would have won. Like I think I'm much faster at Black Omen than I am at Tyrannolar, and that might have made the difference for me. Like,
That's fair.
it being
Also,
that
the
one
boss
was like,
rolls.
oh, thank God, yeah.
Your boss rolls in Omen were really nice. Like, we're friendly, a little more friendly, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
y-
Given
nobody
how...
found Dalton, so
Screw you, Dalton. Yeah, okay. No, given that Fire 2 was dead last, and I was just sitting there like, okay, well, I've done the calculations. I'm gonna have Blaze Kick for the final boss, which is what really matters. And then, I mean, I did get a bunch of things that I was gonna have cast, like, Flare on instead of Blaze Kick anyway, so I was like, well, okay, that worked out a little bit after the really awful tech order.
Were there, this seed was kind of set up into two sections. There was the days before the pendant, and then there was the rest of the seed, right? And, like, the seed kind of opened up, like, wide open pretty quick. Gave you a lot of choices, a lot of ways you could go. You followed up on the Thomas Pop, which I thought was really a clever move, until it handed you a Robo's ribbon.
Oh, yeah. I better call on not doing character checks, and then when I did do a character check, it was the wrong one, because I found Marl first, so, you know, it was whoever I found first, but still, like, Prism Shard was something I didn't care about, not a go mode item, so... Grandly on, looking at my tracker, yeah.
That was wild, though, because, like, when you were going into the future and we saw on the tracker, like, whatever you find is going to be a go mode. And it was just a matter of which go mode are you going to get, what are you going to run into along the way. And you just, both go modes were perfectly executed. Like, your execution was, like, nearly flawless. Your boss fights were perfect. Like, you played really well.
You both did. Like, truly, we were talking about it. Both going into your go modes, it's like whoever wins this deserves it, because you both did so good.
Oh yeah, Nate is fantastic. Like, I am a little surprised at the result. He's really good. I mean, I'm not trying to be down on myself. I'm just saying he's really good, right? Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's the top. He and you are both top tier runners. But yeah, and when he got the Magus Castle go mode, it was like he barely thought about it. He just went. He just started going, and I was like, this is because he played that LOC tournament. He's super confident in Magus Castle.
Did it well. 100%.
So you said you were happy to see that it was Black Omen.
Yeah.
Were there any parts in, like, that end gauntlet or any bosses throughout any of the run that you were really worried during?
I wouldn't say that. I think overall I would say no. I think overall the bosses were, like, okay. I was mostly worried in the beginning of the seed when I just, like, I felt like I couldn't pull any damage into my party. Like, I could beat the bosses, but you don't want to beat them slowly, you know? So, like, that's what I was scared of.
Yeah. Oh, I was really impressed. It was funny because I think a interesting different meta has developed with these top 8 flags, where there's a lot of different things. It's similar to, like, the differences when you watch somebody play a Chrono Sanity seed at the start, and it's like they just do different things because of what they're dealing with. And in this, you and Nate were doing, like, a lot of the same things in the early game that were, like, kind of different from race flags in a lot of ways, but you were doing the same things just in very different orders, like visiting the forest a couple times to get the shelters, going, grabbing the tabs in the different places. But it was also stuff like that felt like it was being done because of hard items, like going and grabbing extra chests a few places, grabbing or making a lot of extra shop checks because trying to find those ethers early on.
Yeah,
it was kind of a struggle.
Yeah, you both were looking for ethers pretty early on. It was so cool to watch the two of you do so many similar things in slightly different orders. And then you both zoomed in together, at like the 30-minute mark and again at like the 50-minute mark in the same spots. And it was really cool to watch.
Yeah, that was
I
such
can't wait
a
to
match.
watch it back.
There was
thank you.
A little bit of just so you know, Nate's stream froze for a hot minute, but we were catching it on it, and he did come back. So it does. It's on for a little bit, but it comes back.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. It happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you will face I'm All In the next round of the upper bracket.
So also very good. in the
Yeah.
back of Aristome good, but I've never faced him in a tournament before, I don't think. Like leagues and stuff, yes, but I don't know about a tournament, so we'll see what happens. I'll
I'm rooting for both of you. I want it just to be good.
I'll
Yeah,
do my
what
best.
a match. What a match.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much to everybody that could come out tonight and everybody that helped with setup, especially Aku and Mien, who both helped out getting things up and running tonight and working through issues. Um, and so thank you very much, and thank you to Lordbatsy and Nate for being willing to race and
Nate's
having
coming, I think.
an excellent
Can I
contest.
come in and talk?
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Oh,
I wanna make
perfect.
sure he's safe.
He wasn't, so that's perfect.
Great. Okay, Nate, you're
GG.
here.
Nate, hello.
Hey,
What's up?
not much, not much.
What a race.
You
That was
Yeah.
within 2 minutes to finish. And
Yeah.
I can't
so-
wait
so
for you to
thorough.
watch that back.
Yeah, that was pretty
Like-
wild.
You two both did so good. Like the both of you were playing so well and in different times in the same spots and then going in different routes and gosh,
Mhm.
you're both just so good and both of you deserve the win. Like it was great.
Nate,
Oh,
I gotta
thank
ask you a
yeah.
question.
I got one too.
Yeah,
You first.
when you got the heroes medal,
Uh,
were you waiting to turn it in until you were one piece of go mode away?
yeah, I obviously went into Burrow a little bit too much. I should have grabbed that sword piece while I was there and just just the one and done.
I think honestly it worked out okay because you picked it up right after you got the other sword piece. It only would have come back to bite you if it had been pendant,
Yeah.
because then you would have had that moment where you finished, I think it was you finished, was it Dinodoro or something? You finished something right before that. Desert. It was desert, and that's where you got the pendant. And if you hadn't gotten it there, I think you would have hit a moment where you went, well, now where can it be?
Yeah,
And you would have noticed the heroes medal. But it all worked out, and you played like both of your go mode, like your end games, were perfectly executed.
It was
Like
so cool.
that's like a master class in those go modes and
Yeah.
how to handle the bosses you ran into.
We never knew who was
yeah,
that.
Yeah, we knew it was close when you got go mode. Lordbatsy had not quite got go mode yet,
hmm
but was on the way to the future to kind of make the same decision you did about what to do next. And we knew when you went for Magus Castle, I was like, oh, he's really good at Magus Castle. I said, this is going to be a close race.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to be a close race. Because you didn't know what was in Giant's Claw,
no,
but Lordbatsy had done Giant's Claw, so she knew if she did Aristome Sun Palace, she had a go mode. She
Yep.
just didn't know which one. But that was
Sure,
wild.
yeah.
It was really something to watch.
Oh,
oh, that's good.
yeah.
I'm glad, because that was stressful.
What was the scariest boss of the run, Nate?
Honestly, the Lavos, anything Lavos, just
Sure.
due to the fact that my team was not adequate to heal whatsoever.
Yep, neither of you were because you had the same team.
Yeah.
And the opposite for MP.
You gave Marl
Okay,
a good
yeah.
chance to be a part of the team, and she let you down. Right? You got her magic and got her 3 techs, and they were all trash. So you put her away.
I don't
Yeah.
even how did that thing. Did you even look at Frog? Was that even a consideration? Or you were like, heck no.
Well, I didn't even look at Frog until Grind Spot since I forgot to go unlock magic for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's when I figured, well, I mean, I don't have magic. Might as well should just skip him altogether.
Just stick with
Yeah.
your team. Yeah, I was wondering
Yeah.
about that.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, that was played so well. That was such a good, like, this is top 8 right here. This is what it's like. These are the matches that are top 8 right here, where it ends this close, and you both, like, we said it earlier, but like, Lordbatsy played really, really well, and so did Nate. But like Nate, you didn't really make any mistakes
No.
in this
No.
run that we can like point at and be like, that's the thing. It was just how it how it played out and how it was executed. But like, there's not a moment I can point to and be like, that's the mess up, or that would have cost you 4 minutes, or like,
No.
you executed the bosses perfect. You didn't really like you didn't know that dungeons weren't necessary, and you still avoided them.
Yeah, it worked out.
Like, yeah, it was pretty incredible to watch. So I think you should be proud of your performance, both of you.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
no, GG. Like at first, I mean, I spent so much time looking for go mode, and I try not to peek at the race room, but of course I do. And then I
Mhm.
was like, okay, well, okay, maybe at least he did a couple extra checks looking for that stupid pendant or whatever. And
Well, okay, so that's
uh,
I think you got to the future. You went to Sun first and found it was the Dreamstone, which meant you knew going to, like, you were gonna find one more. It was one of the last 3 pieces. If you had gotten the other half of the sword in Arisdome, would you have gone to Genodome to look for another go mode?
I still hadn't actually decided because I had thought of that. I had
Yeah,
thought of that happening, but I
right.
had not decided what I was gonna do if it did.
Yeah.
Because I could have gone to Genodome, but I could have also checked what was behind the Moonstone.
I was gonna say,
Um,
yeah, Moonstone might have been a play.
and I had been working out in my mind like which string of things was faster, and then luckily it gave me the item where I didn't have to care. Thank goodness. But like, I had not figured out what I wanted to do.
Turns out that's what he did, and the Moonstone turn-in from Elkir was the other half of the sword.
Yeah.
He did that with Prism Shard at the same time, so he did both at
Yeah.
once. That was just
Didn't
super
even peek the item, straight to the boss,
So he
beat
did
the
both.
boss. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's good.
Which is why I was
Yeah.
wondering, Nate. It was like if you got the the Crisis Moon or whatever it was, the Doom Moon. I can't remember what it was.
It was
Oh,
a
it's
Wonder Moon
Wonder
in
Moon.
this
It was
one.
the Wonder Moon. And
Yeah.
you had the hero medals. I'm like,
Mhm.
"This frog?" Yeah.
Yeah, it was the magic thing for me
Yeah,
that stopped me from using him.
for sure.
Yeah, it's not often we get to do a no frog magus fight.
Yeah.
Now, you just fought maybe one of the fiercest foes known to the game, Lavos. But this tonight's result does put you against another fierce foe, Nate. You'll be going
Oh,
up
I know.
against Phone in the next round.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
So,
Oh, I
how do
yeah.
you feel about that? I know Phone is a very good player.
Honestly,
Oh,
win or
absolutely.
lose this match, the next opponent was always gonna be like, "Whoa, yikes!" I mean, in a
Mhm.
very complimentary way, if any of them are watching. But
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we're
Well,
we're top 6 now, right? So it's like it's all real good people.
yeah, we're getting down to it.
The
well,
nitty gritty.
thank you guys so much for joining tonight, and be on the lookout for. Do we know when the next matchup is?
There's
For
one
I think
scheduled.
one is scheduled.
The one that
Uh,
didn't depend on this one to
yes,
decide
Will and
the.
Fritz are scheduled for Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. It looks like.
Yeah.
all right. So
Yep,
that
one.
will be the next time and you'll be watching for info on which speed gaming that'll be on, but we'll be on there, and that's going to be a great matchup as well. So if you like tonight, you're going to like that night too. But thank you so much for joining us, guys, and as always, thank you to the crew and all the volunteers and everybody, and thank you for coming and hanging out.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank
And
you.
we will catch you all next time.
Good night.
wonderful.
Night.
It's been a pleasure. You guys are all great. Thank you so much.
Yep. GG's again.
GG's whoop whoop.
Tournament continues. See you later.